welcome. We are live. I like to call this maybe like an emergency pod, short version of the pod. Today is AFCON final. I guess also Super Bowl if you're stateside. I think Super Bowl is watched by everybody actually, not just
Yeah,
stateside.
everybody.
Everybody stay tuned. So yeah, so it's going to be a quick version. As an earlier one, we're like an hour and a half earlier than we usually do it. But you just want to get something out there. So if you're watching this, this is Ayo, host. I have Henry here. Also, like
Hello.
to join Henry.
No problem.
Also,
Thanks for having me.
he's smiling. He's so happy. Before we dive into that, let's YouTube Footy Fantasy road to 600. Like, share, subscribe. Twitter road to 1.8k at Footy AD Fantasy. Instagram Fantasy Footy. Like, share, subscribe. Help our algorithm. Help people find us by doing that. Without that, let's dive in. Let's start with West Ham, I think, because that was the statement game today.
Yeah.
Arsenal. I just came out of like worship church. Came out. I was like, whoa! When I saw the scoreline 6-0. Henry, how do you feel
Yeah.
first of
Yeah, I feel good. I mean, because traditionally, West Ham is one of those teams that they just know how to make us sad. Typically, so in all fairness, I was really expecting like I was hoping for a victory, or maybe a slim, 2-1, victory, 3-1, 3-2. Because I don't know, traditionally, West Ham are just tough. They didn't have Fabianski in goal today. They had Areola.
all?
Um, but it was a good game. I mean, I was proud of the boys. There was one word I could use for them today. I would say decisive. They played very compact and they were decisive. They took their chances. Because again, sometimes West Ham when we play them, they're just always difficult to break down. Um, but today we were kind of victorious. I'm happy about that. At least this is good. This is supposed to be a tough run of spells for like Arsenal, and so far I think we've been doing good. At least turning the corner.
Okay, okay. Um, so like, do you think now? Listen, staying on this now. Like, do you think Arsenal figured out? Because I think there was a little patch where it was like
Mm-mm.
their goal scoring problems, blow block. For my own, I didn't watch the game, right? But I saw highlights and I saw like match analysis. From my own point of view, and I watched Arsenal previous games. Correct me if I'm wrong. From the outside looking in, it seems Arteta is doing this thing where in order to open low blocks, he's gotten very, very micro about set pieces,
Yes.
where they almost sometimes not that they play for set pieces because that's a weird thing to say, but like they like to take things wide and try to force crosses in because they know when they get set pieces. Because I think Arsenal right now is the highest. Yeah, they're top scoring in set pieces now in the league. I think they scored like 14 of them, something like that. When I was reading today,
Hmm.
so like so that when he scores set piece goal, now the other team is forced to come out. Now they're quick players, Saka, Martinelli, Trossard can hit the space. Is that am I right in thinking in saying this?
That's a good pickup. I mean, I could say he's probably incorporated that to the tactics efficiently. I think this season, actually, if you sort of think about it, towards the tail end of last season, I think they worked. They probably put in a lot more effort on the set pieces. I wouldn't be shocked with the stats you just gave with them saying being one of the highest goal scoring teams with set
Oh yeah,
pieces now. Even today, I think they had three. Well, I think they had like two or three more to add to that today. Um, I think it's a smart thing for him to employ because again, especially when it comes to certain teams that we just find it difficult to break down. Sometimes it's Brighton, sometimes it's West Ham. They're just certain teams that we face. It's not like we don't stand up to them, but using the flanks and using set pieces to sort of calm the game down the first few minutes, maybe getting an early goal, and then sort of sitting backs and using the flanks. I think I wouldn't be again. I'm probably like 80% sure that that's what he's employed with a lot of these teams now this season, and it's worked. But what he also does too is that midfield. There are times now, and I'm happy he did this today because I was telling someone last week when he used Jorginho and Odegaard in that midfield. And today he ended up switching it up. He used Trossard, right? And
I saw
so
that.
yeah, that little which kind of plays into what you said about our tactics too. Like with certain teams, he plays a little bit more compact and uses goals more defensive, soaks
Yeah,
up the pressure, use the wings more, and then get set pieces. Versus other teams, he's a little bit if he sees that their wingers or their fullbacks are not as like maybe the most reliable, then he will try to exploit that. So I think he's utilizing that tactics to Arsenal's advantage.
Where do you think this leaves us now with regard to title race?
No, I still think top three. I mean, we're gonna try our best to push for to win, but I still think we have that. City, City is sitting right now.
So you have to go there and beat them.
It's possible, but highly unlikely.
Highly unlikely. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I'm not saying again, Arsenal sometimes can surprise, but I think the people who are in the front of the seat now is City, right? It's the onus is on us to take it away from them. So let's see. But I think that between them, Liverpool, and us, it's probably going to be one of those things. But I still, they have a game in hand too. Remember, so I think we're tied on points now with the goal difference. So I
That's
think
good
we,
difference. They're
yeah,
tied
we
on goal.
covered. I think they're up by one
No,
after
they're tied.
today's
Look
game.
at it. People are
Oh, we're
tied.
tied now. Okay, all
Yeah,
right. So
tied.
that's it. So, but again, they still have a game in hand. And City, I think you are always the one that mentions it that usually at the second half of the season,
Oh yeah.
City just blanks out and blanks everybody out and just goes on this crazy run. And
Yeah.
you might even think they might even let you score a goal first half to maybe you think you might win the game, and by the end of the game it's like 3-1, 4-1. You're like, what happened? We saw it recently. So I think the game they played, yeah, and
Brentford
KDB is back
against
now. They're all playing some amazing football. So again, we have our work cut out for us if that's what. But again, they're going to be in the race. I think it's going to be a close race to the end.
it is.
And I'm
I
just
suspect so.
hoping, yeah, I think it's going to be close, barring any injuries. So the only thing that helps Arsenal is if someone goes injured. But again, they're going to try. But I don't know. I mean, it's still between those three. But I still fancy City. It's City's to lose.
I agree. I think what
Hmm.
might just impact Arsenal a little bit is Champions League coming back. Coming back. Champions League now, it's no more one game a week. Fatigue, possible injuries. Because the games Arsenal have Champions League are not, at least Porto, let's just start with Porto. It's not an easy game. They're a physical team. I
Hmm.
expect Arsenal to go through, and I expect Arsenal to have a deep run, to be honest. This is in the
Yeah,
Champions League.
maybe
Because that's
quarters.
why yeah. Arsenal could go as far as semis to be if they
Semis
avoid
too. I think we can go semis, but that's
if
probably
they avoid
quite.
Man City or like Madrid, I think they can go as far as semis. Because
Yeah,
Arsenal have one thing that is very important, Champions League. Defending. Their defense is really solid. Like if they can keep that triangle fit, right, which is Rice, Saliba, and Gabriel. And the second thing that they have going for them, that ability to score in set pieces. People don't understand how important that is. That is
it is.
very important in close games. It's very, very important in very close game, especially when you
Yeah,
play a very good defensive team or a team that can keep the ball very well, right? It's not just
yeah.
about low blocks. It's about a team that
Yeah,
keeps
for
the
the
ball
long
very well.
time too. You're correct. For the long time, I remember when, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I remember when set pieces was a big staple of Ferguson's game, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It was almost like, sometimes back then too, there were times where corner kicks, free kicks, you were just scared. You kind of knew what was going to happen. It might be
Correct.
injury time, dead time. So those are little things that maybe the game has gone away from us a little bit, but some coaches are bringing it back and sort of incorporating it into their games because it just has a way of helping the team overall. But yeah, the only other thing too, apart from in addition to what you said, is just our striker. I still think our striking is not the best. We have a lot of role players like wingers and midfielders that are contributing, but that we not having an out and out striker is still going to be a problem. It's probably going to be what prevents us from winning anything major this season.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. I got to call myself. We can Mark Tomlin so that they can win Champions League. He's better
We have
than
fun.
any of their balls at this point.
Yeah, that,
That's
that forward position is just is going to be our Achilles heels, Arsenal's Achilles heels this season. But otherwise, I mean, I hope they fix it during the next season, next season. But this season, we just have to make do with what we have.
okay. I got to call me jump on for the United part. Jump on for United part. I guess in fine. I think regarding title race, I've always said like first, second, third, the way it is. I would not be surprised though if Arsenal comes second. I say this because Liverpool are showing this trend of, like I think Trent went off injured. Who knows how Salah is going to look like? This is the first time Salah has been injured this long
Hmm.
that I can remember since he joined.
Hmm.
So who
Hmm.
knows what that looks like, right? So the way I look at it, I'm like, I won't be surprised if Arsenal comes second, and I won't be surprised also if they go all the way to the wire, just because City to all of them have tough fixtures, right? Let's be clear, all of them still have tough fixtures. City still need to play Arsenal and Liverpool away. United, Arsenal need to play City and United away. And Villa at home, and Brighton. Everybody still has tough fixtures, so it's the people who can navigate those tough fixtures. And now this is one of the seasons where the games against each other really matters now. It needs to go to Anfield, right? Which traditionally that's this field that I think that's the way they've lost the most.
Yes, I believe so. On that Anfield.
Yeah. So yeah, they still have the derby. Who knows what that? Okay, look, let me throw that away. Is that at Etihad? Doesn't matter.
Why you know?
It's not Etihad. It's not Old Trafford. Etihad, nah, that's done. They might not bat us, but I think they'll beat us. I mean, so yeah, it's still City for me, but it's going to be close. It looks like it's going to be close. So
yeah, I agree with that assessment.
Okay, Oga Kama, if you're listening, jump on now. I don't know if you watch United game with Villa.
No, I didn't watch it.
Oh, you didn't watch it? Okay, cool.
Yeah, even Arsenal's game, I saw like bits and pieces too, because I was seeing patients in between, but I saw bits and pieces. Yeah.
Bits and pieces. Okay. Yeah. For the Villa United game, I think it's same old, in the sense that structurally we are still easy to play through, which is very annoying when I watch it. Once we play a very good side, they play through us. They easily play through us. The negatives first. They play through us very easily. We can't play out of the back. Our hybrid pressing is poor. We play through the press very easily. I would say though, the positives now would be the forwards are making better decisions, passing to each other. I also think we having just better players available. Sure, went off injured again. Who knows how long that is for? Hamstring, whatever it is. I heard he went up injured. We had to bring, and then our attacking sucked from then on. Having Casemiro back has helped in like physical duels. Just winning one-on-one duels has helped. Maino playing alongside Casemiro to be pushing forward a little bit. That's helped a little bit. Not much in today's game because we were still open. It seems like Onana settled. I know, and I think a lot of United fans do this a lot, where it's like, yes, he had howlers, and yes, technique of saving is not conventional, if I can use that word. Just his skates, but Onana is still very, very good shot stopper. Right? I always tell people, it's like, I don't know where this came from. Like, he's a very good shot stopper, and even the stats back it. Like, he's like number 2 or number 3 in shot stopping in the stats. Welcome.
Wow.
Quickly.
What's up, bro? What's happening?
Good to see you, my brother. Good to see you, my brother.
Okay. Decided to disappear again. I'm not inviting you. Okay, if you're watching and you're not invited again to this pod, he decided to disappear. Every time I invite him. Anyways, so I think positives. Onana was extremely good today. Without Onana, we probably lose this game. He saved some.
I don't know about extremely, but it was all right.
See, so why I said why United fans.
Yeah, I know.
No.
Maybe what Oga Kwame wants is he wants Belly to come back him up.
No. No. I. The saves that Onana made today were good. Yeah, yes. Credit to that. But I think there's some sense where you don't expect him to make, especially that first one. Was it from Jacob Ramsey? I don't remember. The Onana pre-AFCON, that's going in all day, every day. But I don't think he did anything spectacularly well or in an outstanding fashion. He made good saves. Okay, he made good saves, and he did not commit like catastrophic errors. So yeah.
So I'll push back a bit about Onana. I think the howlers he had in the Champions League and the one he had against Brentford has been overshadowed like Onana's against Everton away. Without Onana, we don't win that game. He made some crazy saves in that game. So I guess the point I'm trying to make is it feels like when Onana does good things, we don't hear anything. Like people just say, he was okay.
That could turn a blind.
Look at that. The XG we considered it was like 2.8. Without Onana,
Yeah. Especially and to his credit, we do this as fans all the time, right? We're like, De Gea would have saved. De Gea would have saved that. De Gea would have done this. Don't get me wrong. I at the end of last season, I was already done with De Gea. And it is true to some extent that De Gea would have saved us in ways that Onana couldn't even dream of this season so far. But today, there were some saves that were like, okay, we would not expect him to make those saves, especially the one with his chest. Was it Chelsea elbow or something? Close range saves, saves that required like actual diving, So look, he did well. He did well, but I want to talk about how people, especially us United fans, like, McTominay came in and scored. Yeah, sure, he makes Ten Hag look like a genius. He's our highest goal scorer in the team, and not only that, all his goals have come from the bench. Maybe there was just one game where he scored and he started. So those things look great. But I think people are confusing results with procedure, with methods, with formulas, and I think you started to mention it, that it was still the same old. Basketball game FC, volleyball, tennis, whatever sport you want to call it, and it's just very, very worrying that Manchester United still, I am yet to see a game, including against Newport County, where we actually controlled the game, and saw it out in a non-high blood pressure fashion. It just keeps begging the question, like, well, are we ever going to see the kind of stability that you expect from a team that has done so much to assemble players that look like this, bro? I still don't know if Mason Mount is the Manchester United player. I don't know. I don't know where that guy is. Like, for all we know, there could be a search party going out looking for that guy, him and Malacia. Like,
he's an NFTs at this point.
Exactly. Like, you just put money into thin air. You put money into nothing. And as long as the answer to that question remains no, I don't see any, defense of this manager, his methods, his philosophy, his thinking, his player, his what do you call it, personnel identity. Like, I don't. I'm sorry. I like stability. I like predictability. It may sound boring, but I like control. Especially when you go 2 goals up against Wolves, bro. I expect you to control the game to the end. So it's still the same old thing. I'm happy Højlund is finally scoring goals. But aside from that, I don't take any more positives.
Yeah, I think Ayo sounded this out early. I think it was last season when he was like, I think we're overachieving with this team, right? He sounded it out back last season. And, I'm only saying this from an Arsenal perspective too. Like, I still feel like he needs time. I actually feel like your coach.
Who's he?
Your coach. I feel like he needs time. Let me tell you why. I remember I along with EJ, were Team Arteta out.
Yep.
But right now, I've been forced to swallow my words. Right? Sometimes, you just need time. Right? Can we truly say, Ayo, that has he had his own personnel? Like, has he been able to? I don't feel he's been able to buy the type of players he really wants for the style of play he wants to execute, right? I feel, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like what he's done so far in his stay has been patchwork. Make it work with what you have, right? He hasn't really, like, we can't really say he's really been able to, get the players he wants, implement the system he wants. Could he have tried with his players? Yeah, maybe, but maybe these players are at their max. Maybe you can't, you can't. Hooke's law, you can't exceed, you can't exceed the elastic limit, right? So maybe he's done his best, and he has gotten the best he can get from these players, and he can't get anything more. So maybe that's a function of what's happening with this team versus we saying it's Ten Hag, Ten Hag. Give him another season. Give him another season.
To that.
Yeah. So my pushback to that is this: I think he's brought in 7, and just the difference is this, right? I like as you reference Arteta because I think I used to say that last season, but I made a U-turn, a complete 180 on that. The major difference is, right, if you remember under Arteta, right, Arteta wasn't the one like choosing the players. The first year and a half, right, it was all them Rahul Saheli and those the board that were like conflicts, right? This one is different. Ten Hag came with full control when he came to the team. Full control. Whatever he wants or he doesn't want is not coming, right? Like he has a big say in the transfers, right? All the reports that came out, all the players, of course, he's not about Anthony. Like this is former players. Martinez, former player. All the people he has connection with is who he brought in. The only one I think that I remember, as per the Athletic, which is probably a creditable source I can, refer to. He wanted Kane, and he got vetoed, and then instead he went Højlund's route instead, right? That's the only one I remember. Like, okay, I didn't want this, and okay, of course, the first season, the young didn't come, and we went to Casemiro. So that's number one. So I'm not sure about that part. Like he's going to bring his own players, and
but a Kane in this team changes this team drastically, though.
I know, I agree. Okay. Short term though, that's very short term. You can't think that
short term.
Yeah. So second thing, he's not brought in Anthony. How did he leave that same team? As when you think about it, just from a very simplistic level, I know team building is not that simplistic. How do you leave Ajax that has Kudus? I know he didn't play well today, but overall, look at what he has done for West Ham season, and decide that Anthony is who we should bring in and force through and say, okay, towards the end of, pretty much he has a lot to blame for that because he's the one that said we should go all out for Anthony. So that's number one.
Oh, sorry. I'll let you.
I might then the second and probably the final points about why I'm totally against leaving him. I think we should make a change at the summer. I think we always forget that in team building, right, it's still the manager. Because some people are like, oh, just leave him, just don't give him the same control. But guys, I always tell people, he's still the manager that will identify the profile of what he wants. He might not point out the particular player. He's one that will still tell you, I need a defender that can do X, Y, Z. I need a midfielder that can do X, Y, Z. And from what I'm watching, when I look at Ten Hag over the last 18 months, what he's saying in the press conference, that he wants to play and what we watch on the field, there's like a big disparity. Huge structurally, there's a huge disparity. Big, like with Arteta, you could kind of see what he was trying to do, right? And you could see that with Arsenal, when they get better players, they were better. Everybody was saying it then, especially from the season you guys came 5th, right? When you were coming 8th, he was in the process of winning players that he did not buy out, right? Now the final thing, which is not all on Ten Hag, is more about some Ten Hag, some the board, the age profile of the players we're buying. Arsenal went young. I don't know who got the idea. I hear different stories. I always hear it was Josh Kroenke's idea, it was Edu's idea, it was Arteta. I don't know. Whoever the case may be, they went young. They started 21, 23. The players that Ten Hag is buying or targeting, for the most part, is buying players to win now. That's the problem. That's the major. I think that's the major difference, actually. Casemiro, the Eriksens, even Onana, it's 27. He's buying players for win now. We are not in win now mode. We are in rebuild mode, right? So that I think is important. Go ahead. Welcome. Let's wrap this up.
I don't wish to defend Ten Hag at all, and I think Anthony is probably the worst player to sign for Manchester United in the last maybe decade. But when we talk about Kudus, I can see why at that time you wouldn't bring Kudus to Manchester United, because at that time, what were we talking about as United fans? We need a solution to the right wing. We need right wing fix. Kudus is not exactly, and even at that time, he wasn't like a pure right winger.
Yeah.
Anthony, on the other hand, holds himself out as an out and out right winger. Ten Hag held him out as an out and out right winger. When he came in, first game against Arsenal, scores, even us, we were shouting, to the right wing. So while I think Anthony is like just bang, that is, I would say, for all his failures, that's probably Ten Hag's biggest goof at Manchester United. So even while that is true, I can see why Kudus was not seen as a solution at that time.
Okay. let's take this comment. Let's talk about what you think about top four. Then let's move on because I want us to be done in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes, Bucci says Man United have had wretched luck with injuries. Let's not forget. That's true. I agree.
I actually don't care about that.
I agree. You have to care about
all teams go through injuries.
Ours has been really bad though this season. But yeah.
And Liverpool has been bad. They're still doing what they're doing.
That's different. That's different.
I hear the injuries, but I'm not even.
Spurs have been really bad too, and
Spurs have been bad exactly
for most of the season. That being said, I do not think Ten Hag has done well. I have a lot of issues with him. Yep. What do you think this means for top four? Let's start with Henry. Outside looking, you think United can make top four? We're now 6 points behind, I think.
Top four for me. I mean, we already said top three. Who's fifth? Is Spurs still in the race? Spurs are fifth or sixth?
Spurs is 5.
Spurs are fourth. Right? They are fourth on 47 points.
Yeah. So I mean, I still think I might end up being that way. Either Spurs. If it's not Spurs, it'll be one of those other. I don't think Man U has done enough, although they might go on a good run, especially the injuries. But I think the Villa is what, 7th?
No, Villa above us, they're 5th.
So I think it's going to be one of those two. Spurs or Villa makes it in, along with City, Liverpool, Arsenal.
Okay. Any chance for us for top four?
Okay, so when you say top four, you mean actual 4th place. We don't care about number 5, right? So for United to get number 4, at least 2 things have to happen. Villa and Tottenham both have to have some kind of capitulation, right? Whether like an aggregate capitulation or a period where they just completely capitulate and then they pick back up, right? So that has to happen, and then United has to, continue to trend up. Mm-hmm. I see only one of those happening. So because of that, I'm gonna have to say no.
Yeah. I think no. I think a lot of time people look at the gap away from 4th rather than looking at what it's going to take to get to what you usually should. 4th place, you need to get like 70 points, right? You know, if you need to get to 70 points this season, you need to win like 10. We need to win 10 of our last, I think 10 of our last 15. Get 3 draws. That's not happening. But we still have to play Arsenal, City, Liverpool.
Bro, it's what? It's game week 21 right now. 21 or 22. 24. Oh, sorry. Oh shit. Okay, so game week 24. It took us 24 games, bro, to get to 0 goal difference.
Yeah.
Just let that sink in.
Don't say it like that.
I mean, shit, it is what it is.
She said United will qualify for UCL via the 5th spot. Well, I don't know. I don't know about that. That's not confirmed. Okay, let's move on. Sorry, guys. Let me just respond to this text message. I don't think that's happening. I think we don't know yet if 5th spot will make Champions League. They still have all these coefficients and things. Let's talk quickly. Just score predictions. We're not analyzing anything here. So next Champions League returns this week. As usual, they split it between it returns this Tuesday, Wednesday. They split it. So this coming week, Copenhagen, Man City. Henry, just give overall score prediction. The whole
City. That's what you need to know.
Oh, the aggregate prediction.
Aggregate score prediction. Yeah.
5-1. 3-0.
3-0, 5-1. Okay, I'm going to do 5-1 too. I think Copenhagen, they like to attack. Leipzig, Real Madrid. Oga Kwame.
Ooh. You know what? I'll do 3-1 Real Madrid.
3-1. Okay.
Real Madrid aggregate. Yeah.
Henry?
I agree. It's a 3-1. Jude is playing incredible.
I'll say 4-2. Just because Real Madrid's defense kind of it's not that great, but they just have so much going.
Fire.
Okay.
Look at this guy, Henry. Look at okay. We already done United part, so we're doing score predictions.
Oh man, okay, came to do Super Bowl prediction. Okay, came to do Super Bowl prediction.
We're doing score predictions. Give score predictions. Leipzig, Real Madrid. We're not talking about United again. You've lost your chance.
Oh no, come on, man.
No, it's true. We have to go. Everybody has to go. We have to go for AFCON, and I have to go in like 5 minutes. So we can't do score predictions. We can't talk about United again. Okay, Real Madrid, Leipzig. aggregate score.
You can give him a chance just to give his overall review.
2 minutes.
Give your
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Give your thoughts. Okay, about United.
Ayo, you must be upset. You must be upset. Ayo.
What?
You must be upset.
What?
Listen, Ayo is firmly in the ETH out camp now, right?
Absolutely, I've been since
Yeah.
November.
Yeah.
And
Who isn't?
and he's proving you wrong. He's proving you wrong, right? United.
Good. Isn't that a good thing? It's a good thing. We should prove it wrong at the end of the season and get us.
What did you tell me 2 days ago on the phone? You said that United haven't beaten a top 8 team away from.
We did today. We did.
Now he's done it.
He's done it. I put in our group chat, which you're not part of. Oga Kwame can quote me. I said that's an important milestone to beat a top 8 team away from home. So that's good. It's a good thing.
And if United somehow make Champions League, the next two away games, next 2 games, Luton away, Fulham at home.
Yep.
Hopefully 6 points there. United will be firmly in the mix. And to get Champions League, I don't think you can sack United. You can sack every Ten Hag at that point. But he's dealt with
Champions League. No. He has to. They have to give him one more season. I'm not gonna change my mind. I said it now. The only way he should stay is if he gets Champions League. So if he gets Champions League, sure, they have to give him one more season. They have to.
I don't care if he wins the World Cup. He needs to.
Okay.
What? I'm bringing who? Don't say Xabi Alonso.
I don't care. I just need him to.
No, I have a suggestion. I know who they can bring.
Then the next manager,
you're about to say something stupid.
Jose is looking for a.
Wait. Are you saying Jose Pesero?
No.
Then the next manager,
Jose Mourinho.
Then the next manager you want out after 2 years, and it'll be the same thing. That's the thing.
Okay.
At some point, you have to ride out the rough parts. He's become a bad manager overnight. He got Ajax in the Champions League semi-final, almost a Champions League final. He's a good manager, and if he hadn't joined United, he'll probably have been the next Madrid manager or Barcelona manager. You understand? Who'd have got snatched out about a big team? He would have. He was the top manager up and coming at that point.
Okay,
no problem.
Lazio,
let's do score predictions. We've moved on.
Aggregate score. Well, it depends if Bellingham is fit. I didn't like what Bellingham said to Greenwood the other week. So
yeah, I wonder why we didn't talk about it.
Why not go into that? We don't have time. Why not go into that?
Do you know what? Bellingham's out of order. But
Okay.
I will say,
I
will say 5-4 on aggregate Madrid.
5-4. Wow, that
5-4.
close. I think 4-2. Lazio Bayern. Okay, Kwame.
Oh, Lazio Bayern, bro.
One.
You know what? I'm calling this one, bro. Lazio goes through an aggregate.
I concur.
I'm
calling it too.
Lazio goes through an aggregate.
Based on what?
I'm calling it right.
Based on logistics.
Lazio Yep.
Okay.
4-3 Lazio aggregate.
Okay. What's your score prediction?
I think Harry Kane will score a hat trick in the home leg, right? And aggregate score will probably be, I think, for about 6-1.
Okay. Harry?
5-3 Lazio.
I think Bayern go through. I think they go through because they have to go through. Right? They just have to. They go through because they have to, and they just have better players than Lazio, and they have to go through. And Tuchel, for everything we criticize him for overall cup competitions, he knows that once he doesn't play a team superior to him, that's the caveat. Once he doesn't play a team with superior talent,
your guy though. Your guy.
He's very good at cup competitions. I think he is. He's good at playing like what I call terrorist football. Just like very defensive. So I think they go through like 4-2. I think they just have better players. Last one, PSG Sociedad.
PSG.
Okay.
3-1 aggregate.
3-1. Yeah.
4-0 aggregate PSG.
Damn.
Oh.
I think it'll be closer. I think it'll be closer because this PSG team, I've not watched them this season, but from what I'm reading,
they struggled to qualify for group stages. They barely made it.
Yeah, barely.
Yeah, I think it could be away goals don't matter anymore, right? So I think it could be. Oh no, I think it could end up being it could be 3-3, and then does it go to penalties? 3-3 now in Champions League.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they could have penalties. Yeah, it's not.
I think it could be a penalties in the second leg.
Away at Sociedad. Interesting. I think they go through, but I think it's going close. So I agree. I think Luis Enrique, they have good players. Yeah, I think they go to 4-3. Very, very close. They'll concede a lot of goals.
Nigeria.
Okay. Yes, that's the quick prediction. Nigeria. Ivory Coast.
Who wants to go?
I can tell you this game. For some reason, I feel like you see how cagey all these games has been so far to date. I feel like today is the day. I think it ends in 90 minutes. I think we say exciting football. I want to say 3-2 Nigeria.
Okay, go ahead. Okay.
The last AFCON final that I really watched, was it was years ago now. I haven't watched Africa Nations. It was when Nigeria coasted with Ghana and got to the final and lost on penalties. That was like 2000 and was that 2000 something anyway. But I think it's gonna be 0-0 and go to penalties again. I think it'll be a cagey game.
I don't want that.
Penalty.
I don't want that too.
And
if we're
Nigeria win on penalties, I think.
If we're going to win this game, we have to win it in 90 minutes.
I agree.
If we let it go past 90 minutes, we're done.
Really?
I'm very scared of playing Cote d'Ivoire in their home because, first of all, let's remember they had no business getting out of the group stage, right? And when they met, I remember telling my dad, if Cote d'Ivoire beats Senegal, they'll get to the final. That's what I told my dad when Cote d'Ivoire made it out of the group stage. And, I don't see us winning that game if it goes past 90 minutes. So I think we're going to lose, but I hope we win.
Okay, Imama Kide, my friend, longtime friend. Actually, that's my secondary school. He said 2-0 in favor of Nigeria. I like that. I think it's going to be very close. I think it's 1-0, actually. I think we win 1-0. A 1-0 Osimhen. I've been praying for him to score every time. He never scores. But this today, I feel like Osimhen 1-0. I think 1-0 win. With that,
I'll say into that.
We come to the end of the pod.
What about
this is the shortest pod ever?
Just the other football.
Super Bowl?
Oh.
Taylor Swift wins it. Let's go.
That's perfect. We've come to the end of the show. Thanks for coming on, everyone. Like, share, subscribe, and we are out.
Also by Eagles.
All right.